Today we're going to be talking about the Pokefinder, otherwise known as Budget Pokemon Snap in Pokemon Sun and Moon. So pretty much what we do, you go up to a specific spot, you press the R button, and then you get to take adorable pictures of Pokemon. If that tickles your fancy, well then let's go and talk about a lot of the really cool spots I was taking pictures of Pokemon at, as well as why you should do this and just some of the benefits behind it, because this is actually a necessary feature if you want to go and max out your trainer passport. We'll talk about that near the end of the video, because if you're interested in that, then you should be interested in checking out all of this other stuff. But yeah, pretty much you get to go take a picture of Pokemon, but it's a lot more complex than that. There's different rarities and likelihoods of Pokemon appearing that they can also strike poses and stuff, kind of like that happy little Growlithe I just took a picture of, and there's even day and night frequencies. So you can take pictures of Pokemon like the Alolan Meowth at night, or Rockruff if it is during the day, and even then there's different frequencies and variances of the individual Pokemon. Sometimes they're going to be facing away from you. Other times they're going to be facing towards you. Sometimes they go super fast, and other times they slow it down. Sometimes they pose, sometimes they don't. It's actually kind of fun when you start breaking down how you do it. Now, the technical skill for it is surprising, because sometimes the Pokemon make really sharp turns and have very unpredictable patterns, and using the circle pad on the 3DS can be rather frustrating to say the least. But let's go and talk about some of the other places and some of the cool Pokemon that you can take pictures of. So if you go to the How'oli Cemetery, you can go and find yourself a Pick-a-Peck there during the day, or Ghastly during the night. I found Ghastly. Every once in a while, Ghastly kind of gets happy and stuff, so you can take a picture and score a decent amount of points. Also, these points do matter for upgrading your versions for your Pokefinder. And as you might notice, like, you know, the first 3 versions, fairly easy. The 4th version, a little more challenging, but that 5th version with the gate of 1.5 million points means you're going to have to be an expert photo taker to be able to get it in a reasonable amount of time. So that's why I'm also going and exploring some of these areas. So what you can do after that is go to Kalei Bay and take some pictures of Corsola, Slowpoke, and if you get very lucky, the Alolan Dugtrio. So I was only able to find Corsola and Slowpoke, but it can be some quick and easy points if you want to go and take pictures of them. But since it is very far away, it is recommended that you have version 3 or version 4. That way you can get a really strong zoom feature out of it. After that, I went over to the Melee Meadow, and you can find a Cutiefly there. Just kind of buzzes around. Now, Oricorio can be found here as well, but it was fairly rare. It took a lot of resets, and that's another thing I want to talk about are the resets. So one thing about the Pokefinder is it's mostly like a mental accomplishment thing. You know, you get to feel good about yourself by taking pictures of either all the rare Pokemon or potentially one of your favorite Pokemon if it is available. And I was looking for Oricorio, but this actually took quite a while to find. So what I found out is that it's actually faster just to press B and then open up the Pokefinder again to try to reset the Pokefinder encounter than actually taking a picture. Like what I was trying to do, take a junk picture. You know, you take a picture of nothing, you rush through the menus, and then you try to reset it. That actually takes longer than just leaving the Pokefinder and going back in. So that can be something that you want to do if you want to be going for a specific Pokemon. But in the end, I finally got an Oricorio encounter. It took a while, and then I got the only picture that mattered. Oh yeah, but it did bring up another interesting thing, that these rare Pokemon, or even fairly uncommon Pokemon, are sometimes not even worth it. So that was like kind of the goal when I started this video. I want to take like a picture of most of the Pokemon to put it into the video, but it's just unrealistic in like the span of a day, or just try to put out a quick little video. But I also went to some other places. Brooklet Hill looks absolutely beautiful. Like some of the scenery and some of like the scenes that you can get these Pokefinders in are really nice to look at, and it feels pretty awesome to see right there. So I was taking a picture of Surskit, but during the day you can find Dewpider as well in Brooklet Hill. And then I went to Lush Jungle, and Lush Jungle is really good for points at night. That you can take a picture of Morello and even find a Comfey, and they will pose readily, quickly, and you can zoom in and take a picture on them very fast. So I was scoring 5,000 points within seconds of starting this Pokefinder encounter, and it's not like Morello was rare or anything. So that's going to be a really good one for farming points early on if you are at the Lush Jungle. I went to the Paniolo Ranch to see if there was anything special there. Unless you really want a rare picture of Espeon or Umbreon, it is not going to be worth it, because Eevee and Lillipup kind of don't do too much. Other than that, I went to the Whale of Volcano Park. I got a picture of a Slandit. Slandit's kind of funny the way he runs around across the ground and stuff, and I could even find myself a Cubone. Talonflame can be found here, but it will be during the day, and it's a rare encounter. So if you want to get the cool picture of a Talonflame, that will be the way to do it. On Ula Ula Island, I didn't really explore too much, because by this point, I'd given up on taking pictures of, like, rare Pokemon. You can find Porygon Z on Blush Mountain, and you can also find some other pretty cool Pokemon. The Thrifty Megamart is where Mimikyu will appear. Now, I was there for an hour, and I have not found a Mimikyu yet, so yeah, it's a very rare encounter on that Mimikyu as well. And then I went to the Ula Ula Meadow just to see if there was anything interesting with a Ladian or Aridos, or if I could get an Oricorio there, and it was just Aridos, so yeah, unless you really are looking for some of those rare encounters of awesome Pokemon, like you can go to Mount Lanakila, right at the entrance of the Pokemon League. You can go and potentially find a Sneasel or a Frostlass, and that could be pretty cool right there. But then we get to Pony Island. Now, Pony Island is fairly accessible for all of the spots that if you go to the infamous bridge, that's where you can find a Gigalith, Jangmo-o, Hackmo-o, or a Lucario if you are lucky. In the Pony Meadow, I was just going around and I found some Oricorio. So at night, you can find the Sensu Oricorio form, but man, this guy is annoying to take a picture of because it's just a fast little zippy kind of flying Pokemon going around and stuff, and you don't even get to that good of a picture of it. So like the flying Pokemon, I would say are some of the most frustrating because they just kind of float around and they're not really that inspired. But I would say like some of the better spots are the ones that you find early on in the game. Like in Howley City, you know, we get the Rockruff, we get the Growlithe, they're adorable, it's awesome, and you can even go and find some other cool Pokemon right there. But I would say that the best place for getting points is going to be on the Pony Coast. Now, I do recommend having a level 4, that way you can get the max zoom and then take really good pictures of Beware and Fearow. So I got Beware encounters fairly regularly. I think it's slightly less common than the Fearow, but just a regular picture of Beware facing you. That the Pokemon's facing you, you're going to be getting more points that way. Boom. 6,000 to 7,000 points right there. And then there was actually one when Beware was running around and then it struck a pose. Like it just kind of yelled out a bit, and that was 11,000 points. That was my record-setting picture right there just while making this video, and I already had like 200,000 points. So after doing this for hours and just kind of having fun, it's a nice little thing if you want to go and chill and take some pictures, or if you are going for that trainer card max. So Beware is going to be massive for points, and even Fearow. Even though flying Pokemon can be frustrating to take a picture of, even this garbage picture of a Fearow was only almost 4,000 points. I got as high as 7,000 points on a pretty solid picture of a Fearow as well. So if you want to get the points, this is going to be a place to go. However, to grind up early, I found that the Thrifty Mega Mart works out pretty well because those Pokemon are fairly close to you and give a good amount of points. Also, you can just go to the Lush Jungle. I think Lush Jungle, well, I don't know because I didn't have my level 1, 2, or 3 for it, but I'm pretty sure Lush Jungle up to level 4, then Pony Coast for the Beware and Fearow will be the best way of maxing it out. Go hop on over to Cerebi for the specifics right here, because yeah, ability to call Pokemon to you for better photos. So that means that if you want to take like super amazing photos, you can use that version 5. But the biggest thing is the stamp in the trainer passport. So if you're going for like full game completionist, that is what you want to do. It's similar to having like a black card, that your trainer card changes colors as you do more and more challenges, and that's like the holy black card. Well, actually, getting to version 5 in the Pokefinder for 1.5 million points is going to be a stamp in your trainer passport. Now, this can take quite some time, because even if you're averaging, I don't know, 6,000 points on the Pony Coast, yeah, do the math. You're still going to be there for a couple hundred pictures for that Pokemon. So say you do, you know, 1-2 pictures a minute, it's still going to take a couple hours to grind this out. But if you are going for that stamp of the trainer passport, that is going to be the way to do it. Then you can call Pokemon, and then you're going to be set up like that. Then also we can take a look right here for all of the rare Pokemon. Drifloon, rare on the Howley City beachfront. So there's even pictures right here for Cerebi of all the places where you can go and find the Pokemon, and even a little bit of a blurb about it. So yeah, this is pretty much what I used. I use this as my guide to find the locations, and it's really not that hard at all. That the bottom screen will light up until you hit the R button. Now, if you have L equals A selected in your options, then you just want to go and tap on the screen. But also, you'll hear like a little bit of a chime if you have your sound turned on. So it'll be fairly good for notifying you. I wish I saw the Dugtrio, because Alolan Dugtrio, absolutely beautiful and wonder Pokemon. That's going to be in Kalei Bay. Brooklet Hill could have the Dewpider, which is a pretty fun Pokemon to look at. And then we can see some of the other ones right here. So the Talonflame, that's going to be a rare one. Porygon Z on Blush Mountain. That one must be pretty cool to look at. Frostlass, rare at night. Magnezone, rare at night. And that's going to be on Mount Hokulani. So things to check out. The Mimikyu, I don't see rare next year, but Mimikyu has to be rare. I'm also wondering like what some of these encounter rates are. You know, Gengar felt about 5% when I was in the Thrifty Mega Mart. I'm wondering if rare actually means like 1%, or if your versions actually like affect this at all. Haven't been able to find that out. Like, It's not really too explored feature. There's still some really cool things. Like, I'm very happy that Joe Merrick went out and got all of the locations they can take pictures of, and even like made notes of like what Pokemon are rare, common, or uncommon. The Dragonite, that's going to be the big boy right here in the Pony Meadow. This was actually shown in one of the teaser trailers for Pokefinder, and we also see Lucario can be in the Vast Pony Canyon. So if you are grinding for rare Pokemon, might as well take pictures. Might as well try to go for that version 5. If you're going exclusively for version 5, Pony Coast is going to be the way to go. And I think that's all there is to it. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.